Hi there and welcome back. So more people than ever are developing mobile apps lately, right? So especially with the help of these AI tools, people are developing, mobile apps and web apps and publishing them on the net or in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. And Apple App Store is, one of the most popular stores out there, if not the most popular one. And no matter you're technical or not, it has become a lot easier to develop apps, especially simpler apps, to publish them in the App Store. And one of the common problems lately is that people develop their apps, but they're not really getting any downloads, especially organically. One of the solutions to this has been that traditionally, if you pick the right keywords and focus on your App Store app search optimization by picking the right keywords for which the popularity is relatively high and the difficulty is relatively low, you can basically start ranking high enough in the search results so that people can discover your app, start downloading it, and maybe make a purchase in your app. But the thing is that lately, it has become really difficult, especially for new apps, to rank high enough to be able to get downloads organically. And the question is, does ASO still help to get organic downloads? To my understanding, these App Store algorithms in terms of how they rank different apps, it is a black box, especially for outsiders like us, especially like myself. I don't have the whole picture in front of me, but I can just speculate based on my experience and based on what I read and see in the community or in the app development communities or on the internet and so on. It is a black box and we don't really know how things are working, but we can just speculate and we can maybe make some educated guesses. So the selection of app title in particular, then subtitle, and the selection of keywords, in your keyword list, which can be up to 100 characters, including the commas that you use and spaces and so on. These were determining in terms of, your ranking position in the search results. But it is not necessarily the case anymore. Yes, it is still important. You should still pick your keywords wisely so that you shouldn't start competing with the giants in your niche in the App Store from the day one. But at the same time, it has become a long-term game rather than a short-term one. So even if you pick the best keywords, it can somewhat shorten the time that can help you, to start ranking in a relatively good position in the App Store in the search results, but it's not going to solve your problems from day one. That is for sure now. So in a niche, no matter what keyword you choose lately, to my observation at least, if there are very big players in that niche, in that area, it's not easy for you to rank high enough to be able to get or start getting downloads organically. I'm going to give you a few examples now to make it more clear. I'm going to open my RespectASO tool. By the way, this tool is a keyword research tool which is totally free. Link in the description below. You can just clone the code from GitHub and start using it on your own computer locally. You just need Docker installed on your computer. And installing it is really, really easy. You can get up and running in less than 2 minutes, I guess. So I made a pre-research before starting to record this thing, just for the sake of example. Let's say that we want to start implementing or developing a mobile app to help people learn English. Then, I want to make my keyword research here, and, I searched for the terms, learn English, English teacher, as you see here, personal English trainer, or practice English. These are the terms that I searched for just initially. I should be searching a lot more keywords, obviously. So these are all related to the same niche, and I made my search in the United States. Maybe, I'm targeting people who have lately come to United States but don't really, feel comfortable in English and they want to practice or learn English with the help of a mobile app. So if we have a look at these terms, okay, should I go for these terms in my app title, let's say? And should I consider some other words in my app title or in my keyword strategy that I'm going to choose for my own ASO? For the term learn English, one of the first terms that you can come up with actually, the popularity happens to be 96, and 96 is very, very good. Lots and lots of people are searching for this basically in United States, which is great. But at the same time, the overall difficulty is very hard, it says. And if we have a look at the right-hand side here, there are 3 different cards or boxes. In the first one here, it says, how hard is it to rank in top 5? And difficulty is given as 88, obviously higher than the overall difficulty, which is 80 here. And it is very hard to rank in top 5 because you need lots of reviews, you need a long history. The apps that are ranking here actually are the ones that have been in the game for years maybe. And as a new player, even if you choose the best keyword that you can choose or you can find, it's not going to be that easy for you to rank in this niche because algorithms are smart enough, even if no one else is using this, term English, learn English term in their app title. Algorithms are smart enough that, the user is searching for an app to practice and learn English, and the algorithms can actually show other apps, even if those apps don't necessarily have this keyword in the app title itself. And 88 is a very, very hard number here. And for top 10, okay, it is very difficult to rank in top 5. What about top 10? It is 83, which is still very high. And top 20 here, it is 82. It is still very, very hard. In ranking top 20 seems to be very, very hard. Yes, this keyword has lots and lots of popularity and lots of search volume, seemingly, but at the same time, ranking in top 20, is not that easy. And if you're not ranking top 20 at least, it's not reasonable to expect that you're going to be getting downloads that easily. So the app itself, the RespectASO, says here that worth competing. For what reason? It is because there's a high demand but tough competition. Consider long tail variants. You can maybe use this term, but don't go only for this term. Try to create a longer term, which is still, at most 30 characters, because that's the limitation for app titles, for example. But maybe you put one word before the learn English or another word after learn English, and try to, rank for that term instead. Now, the thing that I can come up with, learn English easily or learn English easy. I haven't checked it out, but, I have no clue about the popularity or difficulty of that. But maybe it is a better strategy. With regards to the search volume of this term in particular. If you have a look at which apps are ranking, you can also have a look at the estimated downloads per day. If you're ranking in the top 1, if you're the one that ranks as the first app in the search results for this term, you are getting somewhere between 1.9 to 2.9 thousand downloads per day in the United States. This is just an estimation, by the way, so don't take it as it is the case. It works. The algorithms here are just making an estimation in terms of how many downloads the app can be getting on a daily basis based on the data that we have access to. And the first app that's ranking for this term is the Duolingo, the language lessons. If you look at the app title itself, you see that it doesn't really have the learn English keyword in it, but it still comes at the number 1 place because it's a very famous app with a long history and lots and lots and lots of reviews and ratings. If you have a look at this here, it has almost 5 million ratings. So as a new app, you come up with this your new app and you pick the greatest keyword, and maybe you go for learn English because the first one here, Duolingo, doesn't have it in the app title, but you will still not rank in the top 1 position because of other parameters that Apple's ranking algorithms are considering more heavily lately. And the second one has these terms, or partly English word is there. Learn, the word learn is not really there, but learning, very close. The word learning is there. They are not consecutive. It's not like learn English. It is English language learning, but the words are still there somehow, and it is in the second place. But only from starting from the third place here, we start seeing the term learn English. Learn English US for beginners. Speak and learn English. Learn English A1-C1 to Shine. To Shine, probably the brand name, and so on. So that's sort of the case, So the app title or your selection of keyword is important, but not the most important thing anymore. But I'm gonna come to a point later on, so please bear with me. English teacher, what about English teacher? The popularity is 61, much lower than Learn English, and difficulty is much lower as well. It is 69, the overall difficulty. For top 5, it is 77, top 10, 72, and top 20 is 70. It is still hard, but only the top 5 is classified as very hard, and the other ones are hard and hard, as you see. It still says we're competing because the demand seems to be high enough based on the algorithm's classification here, but it also says consider long tail variants. It's not that easy to rank as high for this term in particular. And we don't see Duolingo in the first place anymore, but in the second place, it doesn't matter. It is still a very good place to be in, to be honest. And what about the first one? Preply language lessons happens to be the one that ranks highest for this term in the search results. And still, it has rating 4.8, and it has, almost 40,000 ratings, and released in 2018. These apps are the ones that have been there for a long time. So for this term here, English teacher, if you have a look at the top 10 results here, so none of them actually has the term English teacher. You see the word English here and there, but you don't really see the teacher word, right? It doesn't matter. So you go out and make an app and you choose the English teacher as the keyword. And maybe, you have a good chance, maybe you complete it or complement it with some, long tail keywords here and there, because you have space for 30 characters in total for your app title in particular. But I promise, as a new or brand new app, you're not going to be ranking in top 10 for a very long time. So you can start thinking like, oh, is it really that hopeless? Bear with me because I have things to say later on. What about personal English trainer? It is popularity is 8, but overall difficulty is 42. Much lower difficulty than the other ones, but since popularity is 8, not many people are searching for this term in particular. The RespectASO in this case, based on its prediction algorithms, it says avoid because the very low search volume, even if the difficulty seems to be much lower. What about practice English? It is another interesting search term that people may be searching for. And it is true actually, popularity is 68, which is decent. If you're coming in the first place, the prediction is that you're getting a download somewhere between 136 to 215 for the first place. And this is just an estimation. You should remember that. But top 5 and top 10, it is very hard to rank in. If you have a look at the top 10 apps here, or even top 12, let's say, only one app actually has the term practice English, and it is in the 10th place. And the first 9 here, and the fourth one actually has the words English and practice, but they are not consecutive, and it is not like practice English. It is English conversation, then comes practice. English practice again in the 8th place, but it is not practice English, it is English practice. I believe the order plays a role here as well. And only in the 10th place we have the practice English keyword. And many of the apps don't have these terms in their app titles, but they are still ranking very high. And what is the reason? What is really happening here so that these apps are ranking high enough for the terms that they don't necessarily have in their app title? It is because they have a much longer history. Apple knows them. Apple knows or has lots and lots of data about their apps. They probably have high retention. People keep coming back to use their apps. People subscribe to their apps so that these apps are generating lots and lots of revenue, probably also helping Apple in the background to generate more revenue as well, because some of the fees or payments are obviously going to Apple because they are the ones owning this platform or this store, app store. So before, even in the crowded spaces, if you found very good keywords, it was possible for you to rank high enough if other apps didn't use these keywords or didn't discover them, so that you had the chance. But it is not necessarily the case anymore, because algorithms are understanding, even if the user is typing some sort of unique keywords that other apps didn't think about, the algorithms are still understanding what the user is really looking for and showing the relevant results according to that. Of the apps that have lots of reviews and ratings, lots of users, has a long history, and those are the apps with high retention and high revenue at the end of the day. So as it is right now, if you think that you're going to develop an app and you're going to start generating revenue very quickly, especially if you want to do this organically, without running any ads or ad campaigns and things like that, it is very difficult, and I will say that it is not a realistic expectation as of today. But the game itself has become a long-term game, so you should be thinking long-term. Try to develop a high-quality app, and that doesn't crash, and it really adds value in the niche, in the area that it provides a solution to a certain problem. And try to see it as a long-term game, and try to invest in your app during a long period of time. And I think that the chances are still very high, because many of those people who are not getting any downloads are going to give up very quickly. But if you actually keep pushing and keep investing in your app, I think there's a good chance in the long term to start generating revenue. And selection of the keywords definitely plays a role, at least in my opinion. But at the same time, you shouldn't be expecting results very quickly. You should have the patience, and I believe that this is gonna pay off in the long run, not very quickly. And while waiting for the results, it doesn't mean necessarily that so you should keep working on the app every single day. But when you develop it, when you have a stable version, just keep pushing updates regularly to the App Store, and try to monitor how things are going. But don't try to change your keywords all the time. Instead, try to focus on the retention, how people are using it. When people use it, do they come back? Do you have a very high price, or do you have a very low price, and things like that? And try to collect as much feedback as possible. And at the same time, you can continue developing new apps, so that you don't have to wait for that single app to generate revenue after developing it. And at the same time, if it is possible, since organic downloads is going to take more time than how it was before in the App Store, try to bring people from outside of App Store, whether it is YouTube, TikTok, or platform X, or Facebook, or Instagram. Try to show your app to other people, and maybe some of them show interest and start using it. So if more and more people start using it, obviously Apple's algorithms will get the chance to collect more data, more information about your app, so that they can provide or suggest your app to more and more people over time. That is sort of my view. So is the game over now? Definitely not, but the rules have changed, and it is not a short-term game anymore. And if you have short-term expectations, maybe this is not the one you should be investing in, at least in my opinion. But if you are a marathon runner, I think that the stakes are still very high, because it's a very attractive place to be in. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.